Hello folks, it's Abfielder here. Welcome to this Minecraft tutorial for a fully automatic wheat farm for Minecraft 1.18. This farm will work for both Java and Bedrock. It will get you about 80 wheat per hour and 140 seeds per hour. There's one minor difference when we get the villager in for Bedrock. I'll let you know when we get to that stage. I think that's enough of an intro. Let's jump into the tutorial. And firstly, the materials list you can see on screen, so just go ahead and pause it and you can go and collect these. But some notes, the wheat seeds, that's 80 to plant up the field, but you need 8 extra stacks just to fill up the villager's inventory or you end up with bread. Powered rail, I've used the bare minimum, so you can use more powered rail if you want. For the blocks of your choice, I've used white stained glass and deep slate tiles, but you can use whatever blocks you would like. And you need an 11 by 15 area in which to build this farm. I'll try and give you good views like this throughout the tutorial, so you can pause it wherever you need to, because I appreciate you're building it in survival. Once you've got your area, then you need to dig out a 9 by 9 hole. So that's 9 across there, inside this area, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 across, and then back around there, so you have your 9 by 9 square. This is where your farmland will go, and you need to dig down 2 blocks in total. It'll look like this when you're done. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 2 blocks deep. And as I said, I'll go ahead and give you a good view so you can pause the video. Let me set it to daylight and let me stop that daylight cycle for now. I have to leave that running, otherwise the farmer won't work in that example over there. Next up, we're going to do our torches. So in that square you dug, counting 5 blocks. Then dig down a line 2 blocks deep all the way across, and then we're going to put in our redstone torches. This is how we're going to power the rails, and then we're going to put a block back over the top there. If I just hover over, you can see what I've done. And then if I go back down, I can put our block of choice over the top. I'm just going to do smooth stone, so it's a little bit different. And then hover over, there we go. And now we need to put 1 redstone torch over in the back corner of the farm, opposite to where the storage is going to go. And that's how our minecart will bounce back. We need a powered rail there as well. Next up, we're going to do the rails. So in the front, opposite where that powered rail was, dig out 3 blocks like this, 2 deep, and then 3 more blocks, 1 deep. That's where our collection system's going to go. We can put a couple of hoppers in there. So 1 facing the front of the farm, and then 1 hopper going into that hopper. On the one facing the front of the farm, go ahead and place a block of your choice. That's where our chest is going to go, those 2 blocks I've just dug out there. Now, a powered rail on the hopper, and then normal rails down into the farm, and then powered rails where we put those redstone torches before. And then for the rest of this, we've just got to loop it back and forth like we're doing here. All the way around, powered rails wherever we had the redstone torches, until you get to that far corner up the top left of the screen you just briefly saw there. And then it'll be 1 powered rail on there as well. I'll show you what that looks like at the end. Here we go, and then powered rail to finish it off into that wall, and that'll cause the minecart to bounce back. I'm trying to give you some good views here so you can pause wherever you need to. We'll do 1 here so you can see the layout of the rails, and then I'll do 1 towards this collection system just so you can see what that looks like. But don't worry, we're going to go back to the collection system in the next step. Okay then, collection system. We're going to grab our chests and we're going to put them into that hopper that we had facing the front of the farm. There we go. Right, we're going to punch out a block next to the other hopper, and then coming out of that hopper, we want a comparator. We want to know when there's stuff in there. We leave a block, then we knock out a block and put a redstone torch. Then we put a block over the top of the redstone torch and a repeater going back towards that powered rail, and then a block there. That brings the signal back round, and then when we put the hopper minecart on, well, let's grab one now. We can put that on now. There we go. The hopper minecart will start bouncing around the rails, and when it gets to that last bit there, it will bounce back. You can put a block there like I've just done now. It won't do anything to that minecart, and there we go. It'll drop back. Now I've thrown some copper on the rails. The minecart's going to pick it up, and then when it gets on that powered rail, it's reading that there's something in the hopper, and that powered rail becomes unpowered. Once the hopper becomes empty, then the rail will get powered again and the minecart will go back off on its way. Next up is putting our farmland in. So grab your dirt and then leave a 1 block gap and put in your 9 by 9 area of dirt. There we go. I'm using a mod called Tweakaroo. Check out my Tweakaroo series. It makes placing blocks in like this much faster. Oh, I've got my fly speed a little high. That's making it a little bit trickier. Anyway, 9 by 9 of dirt. And then once we've got our dirt in, we need to get our water source in. Just trying to give you as many views as I can. So counting in 5 blocks, and then 5 blocks in as well, and then punch out 1 block of dirt. You should have 4 blocks of dirt on every single side of this hole. Okay, and then put a bottom half slab in here, and then a water source on top, and then put your composter on top of that water source like that. One thing I forgot here is to put a light source on top of here. I'm putting a jack-o'-lantern, so to keep your rates as high as possible, because these aren't the fastest farms in the world, we're going to need to make sure we light this area up. So jack-o'-lantern on top of your composter, then you can grab your hoe and hoe all this soil, and then you can plant up your wheat seeds. Just a reminder, you need to plant up the entire field before putting the villager in. Once you've done that, grab some trapdoors, and you want to place them on the bottom half of your light source block. Your villager will be able to get to the crops underneath them, but they won't be able to get to the composter. If they can get to the composter, then they'll lose their seeds. And then you want to place them in all around and fill in the corners as well. Okay, once you've done that, then we want to go ahead and put in walls. So I'm going to make the walls 3 high. That's because we still need some more light sources in here. So if we have 3 high walls, we can put some light sources around the edge and it won't get in the way of the villager. I'm using deep slate, but you can use any block of your choice. And then I'm going to switch to glass because I like to be able to see into my farms. I'm going to use some glass there. The other advantage with glass is it's spawn proof, but to be honest, with all the light sources that we put in, nothing will be able to spawn on the top anyway. One other tip I would put in place here is lightning can turn your villagers into witches. If you're in 1.18, you can either put a roof on it. There needs to be a 3-block gap above the villager's head, or just put a copper rod down, a lightning rod down, just away from the farm, and that will do you nicely. Right, we want to put light sources 1 corner block in, and I'm making a right mess of this here. So on the diagonal like that, and there we go. Like that. I'm not quite sure why I was doing it like that, but just go 1 in like that. So it's all on the corner. And then all your light levels will be great so that your crops will grow all through the night as well. Just pause the video wherever you need to. We're going to go on to the villager next. Okay, I've got my villager here. It's nice and easy and creative. What I would do in survival is just run some rails in over the top, drop him in a minecart, and then take him out the minecart. Now, it's really important you do this before you put him in the farm. Grab 8 stacks of seeds and throw 8 stacks of seeds to him. This is how many slots a villager has. They have 8 stacks in their inventory. If you do not fill it full of seeds, you will get bread. Okay? Once he's full up, I break those blocks or get him into your farm. And then hopefully he'll pick up the farmer trade. Now, I'm just checking the time of day. Sometimes in Java, they don't pick up their trade and it just seems to be a little bit of a bug. If that happens, just come down and break the composter. And I'll head down here. So you would just break the composter and just place it back in, and eventually he'll get interested in it and he will pick up his trade. Lastly, if you're in Bedrock, there is a slight difference here. You're going to need a bed. You can get rid of the bed once you're done, but what you need to do, just on 2 blocks high, place a bed. Now be careful if you do it at night because they can actually get into it. What will happen in Bedrock, once they get the bed, they'll then get their villager trade and then the farm will work. And that's the farm built, folks. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. There'll be a link to the world download and Lightmatic file in the description below. They'll be at my website, appfielder.com. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, and you'll get more Minecraft content. I've got a really great creeper farm for 1.18, iron farm, gas farm. There will be a link to all these farms in the playlist at the end of this video. But for now, folks, that's all I have time for. I'm Appfielder. Goodbye.